An English shooting champion is the ambassador of a new initiative to encourage more people to get involved in the sport. Ruth Mwandumba is the 2 times English 10-metre air rifle champion and the first black woman to represent England in ISSF shooting disciplines. Ruth is working with British Shooting on the Target Change campaign, which will give people the chance to try the sport with taster sessions. British Shooting has teamed up with the global storytelling platform Women's Sports Alliance and target ammunition manufacturer Ely to ensure the initiative reaches as many people as possible.
I approached British Shooting with an idea because when I first started shooting, I noticed that there was like a lack of diversity, as there are in a lot of sports. But basically it was something that I wanted to change. And I spoke to British Shooting and I told them that, would they be willing to work with me on that? And it was a coincidence that at the same time they were launching this project and they came up with this idea to kind of tackle the same issues. So yeah, I've just been working with them and we kind of came together and made this collaboration of Target Change. So it's not just about diversity, it's just like we basically just want to encourage more people to get involved in the sport and educate people about the sport, because when I've been speaking to people about shooting, not a lot of people know that it's an Olympic sport, and so for me that was one of the key issues. I just wanted people to know about it and let them know what we do. So hopefully with this initiative people become more aware of the sport and they're more keen to get involved, and we're going to be running a load of sessions as well, just to let people try it out and hopefully encourage them to take it up. So I think probably one of the biggest milestones for me was 7 months after I took up air rifle, I was crowned English champion, and for me it was just, I worked really hard over those 7 months because I felt as though I was playing catch up because I joined the sport quite late. And that moment for me was like, okay, all of the hard work that I've been doing has paid off, and it kind of solidified that it was what I wanted to do. So yeah, I share a bit of that in the poem. But yeah, that for me was probably one of the key milestones. I think obviously aside from the sporting aspect of it, the shooting community is just a great community to be a part of. Everyone that I've ever met within the community just really wants the best for everyone. They want everyone to succeed. They want people to try new things. And I think that, sometimes it's rare to find that community feeling within sport. And because it's something that I've experienced, and I just think that, like I say, aside from the sporting aspect, it would be great to get other people involved in that community aspect of it. I think, it's obviously I came into the sport late, so I think I didn't get to go through the kind of junior phases that a typical athlete would. So I'd say that was probably one of the biggest barriers for me is playing catch up and seeing whether I'd be able to get to the level that I am when I hadn't had as much experience as everybody else. But again, I think it was just years of hard work and trying to get there. And because I was so determined to catch up to where my peers were, that's how I managed to do it. So I'd say that was probably the biggest barrier that I did face, but managed to overcome. Within ISSF shooting, and when you get to a competitive level, I'd say that the ratio of males and females is very equal. So luckily, gender's never really played a part in that. Race-wise, I think, when I was first starting shooting, there was a bit of, ignorance. There was some comments about, the fact that I was black and a shooter, but, I tried not to let it get to me. It definitely doesn't define me. And, regardless of my race, I'd like to think I'm still a very talented shooter. And so, I always kind of just let my kind of talent do the talking. And in those moments when I have had ignorant comments, all I do is educate the people making them, and hopefully they pass it on to the next person, and so on. For me, it's something I never when I started set out to take on that ambassador role. It just kind of fell into my lap because I was very vocal about certain things. But it kind of when I get messages from people saying that, I've inspired them to take up shooting, or, they've really listened to what I've said and, things they're going to take on board. For me, it's just, that's what means everything, because it means that, people are willing to listen, willing to learn, but also really keen to get involved. And when I did kind of take on this role of being an ambassador, a role model, that was kind of all I wanted. And so to get messages from people saying that, you know, it's kind of been a success, it means a lot.